Your angels want you to know that something very important has happened in your connection with your soulmate. For a long time, your soulmate has been living with fear. They held tightly to control, to safety, and to old habits that kept them from opening their heart fully. They were afraid that if they loved too deeply, they would lose something important. This fear made them pull away at times, hide their feelings, and stay silent. It wasn't because they didn't love you. It was because they didn't know how to love without feeling exposed and vulnerable. They convinced themselves that staying guarded was safer, even though it meant missing out on the love their soul truly longed for. But today, the angels reveal that a big change has happened inside your soulmate. A decision has been made, quiet but powerful. They have chosen to loosen their grip on fear and control. They are slowly letting go of the need to protect themselves from love, because they now understand that love can only grow when the heart is free. This decision is not about losing you. It is about making space for you. They are realizing that by holding on too tightly to their fears, they have also blocked themselves from receiving the very love they always prayed for. Your love has played a big role in this change. You never forced them, never demanded more than they were ready to give. Instead, you stood with quiet strength and patience. You loved without judgment and gave without pressure. This kind of love has softened their fear. You showed them that love does not mean losing themselves, but finding themselves again. Because of this, they are now choosing to begin opening the door to their heart. It won't be sudden or dramatic, but something has shifted. A door that was long closed has been cracked open, and light has entered. Once that light is in, there is no going back to the darkness. You may notice this change not through big gestures, but through small shifts in their presence. Their energy may feel softer. Their hesitations will not feel like avoidance, but like care. You may sense their willingness to be vulnerable, even if it comes in subtle ways. They are learning how to love without fear, how to give without worrying about loss, and how to connect without losing control. And this learning has only been possible because of the safe and steady space you created for them. The angels want you to understand that this is not just a personal shift for your soulmate. It is a sacred shift for your connection. By releasing fear, they are making room for you in their heart. They no longer want to survive by holding on tightly. They want to live by opening up. They want to receive love, not just dream about it. And the love they want to receive is yours, not the memory of it, not the idea of it, but your full presence. They are creating space for a love that has been waiting to bloom between you for a very long time. The angels ask you not to doubt the silence or the slowness of this process. It is happening. This love is unfolding gently and beautifully. You have been patient, and that patience is now being rewarded. You didn't break down their walls by force. You stood outside them with light until they chose to open the door themselves. And now they are opening it, carefully and slowly, but with sincerity. They are learning that true safety does not come from fear, but from choosing love. For a long time, your soulmate has carried storms in their heart. They battled thoughts and emotions they could not express. They lived in confusion, silence, and suffering. But now, something has shifted. They have decided to walk away from the pain, the baggage, and the fear that kept them stuck. They are tired of fighting battles in silence. They are tired of pretending to be okay while carrying heavy burdens. They see now that distance does not protect you from their pain. It only prolongs both of your healing. They are realizing that the only way forward is through movement, and that movement leads toward peace, truth, and toward you. This is not just a reaction. It is a revelation. They now know that survival is not the same as living. They no longer want to live in fear, confusion, or emotional silence. They want freedom, peace, and joy, and they see all of this with you. With you, they are not judged. With you, they are seen. With you, they are accepted. And this recognition is healing them in ways nothing else ever could. As this change unfolds, you may feel it in the energy before you see it in actions. The heaviness and confusion that once surrounded them will begin to lift. You will sense more flow, more openness, more willingness. They are detaching from old wounds, toxic patterns, and harmful beliefs. They are no longer anchored to the past. They are turning forward, not toward perfection, but toward possibility. And in that possibility, they see you. They see you not as a dream, but as a safe place, a soul who has loved them even when they could not love themselves. You have always offered patience, warmth, and presence. And now they are finally recognizing the truth you always knew, that love is not about having all the answers, but about being willing to walk through the questions together. They are stepping into that willingness now. They may not know exactly how to bridge the gap yet, but they have taken the first step. That first emotional shift is the foundation of everything to come. The angels want you to know that this is the beginning of a new chapter. It is not a return to the past, but a movement into a more peaceful and honest future. Love is no longer being guided by fear, but by healing. And this healing will make your union stronger, deeper, and aligned with divine timing. Your role in all this has been sacred. You held this love not as a demand, but as a gift. You didn't push them, but you believed in them even when they stood still. Your belief has been their compass. You gave them permission to feel without fear, to fall and still be held. Because of your quiet faith, they are walking out of confusion and into clarity. They are moving toward you, not for rescue, but for real love. The angels see that your soulmate spirit is rising again. They are choosing life, joy, and love. For too long, they lived in a world without color, where hope felt far away. But today, something melted those fears. They remembered how it feels to smile without reason. They remembered that thinking of you can bring warmth, not fear. The decision they've made is to stop hiding from joy. They are choosing to walk toward the love that feels like sunlight. This awakening is not rushed or forced. It comes from clarity. They are no longer overthinking, no longer letting fear lead. They are finally feeling the truth of your connection. They see that your love is not destructive, but healing. They are realizing that love does not have to be painful. They are allowing themselves to believe that maybe, just maybe, they are allowed to be happy. And with that realization, they are choosing you, not as a test, but as a gift. This will affect your journey in beautiful ways. You will notice more lightness, more playfulness, more joy in their presence. They will seek you out not from confusion, but from genuine desire. Being near you will feel natural, safe, and right. Your bond will shift from silent longing to shared happiness. The clouds are clearing, and truth is shining through. The angels want you to remember that your love has always been their guiding light. Even in their darkest moments, they always came back to the warmth of your presence. You never forced them, but invited them. You never dimmed your light to meet them in the dark. You stood in your truth until they rose to meet you. And now, they are rising. They are realizing that the best version of themselves comes alive when they are near you. They no longer feel the need to pretend or prove. They are aligning with truth, not because they are fixed, but because they are free. Free to love, free to be loved, free to choose joy. This is not the end of waiting. It is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where love doesn't hide, where connection feels light, and where two souls walk together in truth. Your soulmate is now coming into this love not with fear, but with openness, not with apologies, but with joy. They are ready to live, ready to love, and ready to share happiness, not alone, but with you. And that, dear soul, is what your spirit has always deserved. The angels assure you it is finally on its way. The angels want you to know something beautiful today. They stand beside you with gentle smiles, proud of the way you've carried yourself with patience, strength, and love. What has happened inside your soulmate's heart may not seem big to the outside world, but in the spiritual world of love, healing, and divine timing, it means everything. A quiet but powerful shift has taken place within them. For a long time, they stood at a distance from this connection, watching silently, holding back, and pretending not to care. They stayed guarded, protecting themselves from the risk of love, even though deep down they were always curious about you. They wanted to know what you were thinking, how you were feeling, and if the space you once held for them still remained. Today, something has changed. Your soulmate has made a decision. It is not loud or dramatic, but it is sacred. They have decided not to stay as just an observer of your connection. They are ready to participate, to step closer, to take the risk of love. For so long, fear made them believe they needed to be perfect before they could come forward. They thought they had to have all the answers before they could speak. But now they understand that love does not need perfection. It only needs presence. You have shown them this truth by being open, honest, and vulnerable even when you didn't know where things were headed. Because of your example, they are now willing to try the same. This doesn't mean their fears are gone. It doesn't mean they suddenly know exactly what to do. But it does mean they are ready to risk opening their heart, even if it feels clumsy or uncertain. They are choosing to speak rather than stay silent. They are choosing to ask instead of hiding their questions. They are choosing to step forward rather than remain frozen. This small but profound decision will begin to change everything between you. At first, you may notice only subtle signs, perhaps a message, a curious glance, or a question that feels deeper than usual. Their presence may feel more consistent, their energy more open, even if their words still carry caution. That is because they are no longer avoiding this connection. They are leaning into it. You have been in their thoughts for a long time, but now you are no longer just a memory or a dream. They are seeing you as someone they want to understand and connect with again, not only with their mind, but with their soul. They are realizing that love cannot be studied from a distance. It must be lived, felt, and experienced. And now they are ready to begin that journey. They want to know you, not in passing, but in depth. They want to experience what it means to truly share moments with you again. The angels want you to know that your role in this shift has been sacred. You didn't chase them. You didn't demand words they weren't ready to give. You simply held your truth with grace, allowing them to watch, to learn, and to come to their own realizations. Because of this, they feel safe enough now to step forward. They know you don't expect a perfect version of them, only an honest one. That realization is powerful. It is giving them the courage to start again, not from old fears, but from new awareness. They want to connect not just with your presence, but with your mind, your thoughts, and your heart. They want to know how you see love, how you feel about them, and what this connection could become if allowed to grow without fear. They are slowly opening a new door, not because they were pushed, but because they were pulled by your consistency, your sincerity, and your love. You are the reason they feel brave enough now to speak, to risk, to try. The angels smile as they show you what is happening. Your soulmate has carried heaviness for so long, regret, confusion, emotional silence. But today they are choosing joy. They are remembering the kind of joy they felt when they were close to you, a joy that couldn't be replaced by anyone else. For a time, they tried to find happiness in other places, in social circles, distractions, or temporary escapes. But none of it compared to the peace, laughter, and light they felt with you. Yours was the presence that stayed in their heart long after you were gone. Yours was the comfort they could never explain. And now, they are choosing to stop running from it. This decision is not about escape. It is about returning home, not just to you, but to the truest version of themselves, the one that felt most alive in your light. They want to laugh with you again, share memories, and experience love without fear. They want to stop keeping this love hidden in silence and begin living it openly. And as they step into this decision, you will see changes. They may reach out more, reminisce about moments you shared, or bring a playful energy into your connection. It may feel light and surprising, but it is sincere. It is their way of saying, I want to be here again. They are beginning to understand that love doesn't always have to feel heavy, complicated, or like a test. Love, when rooted in truth, can also be healing, safe, and joyful. That is what they want to feel with you again. The joy that comes from emotional closeness and shared vulnerability. They are choosing not just attraction, but companionship, not just safety, but celebration, not just survival, but love. You played a sacred role in this awakening. You didn't try to force yourself into their happiness. You held your own joy, your own wholeness, and by doing so, you reminded them what love can be. You didn't become their escape. You became their mirror, the reflection of what their heart always longed for. You reminded them that real love is not about control, but about freedom, not about pressure, but about presence. That is why they are being drawn back to you now. The angels are proud of you for the way you've stayed soft and trusting, even when the silence made no sense. You trusted the energy even when you couldn't see the timing. And now your faith is being answered. This movement may not be dramatic or fast, but it is honest, gentle, and deeply true. Your soulmate is remembering joy. They are remembering love. And most importantly, they are remembering you. This is not the end of the journey. It is a new beginning. Your soulmate is no longer content to sit in silence, to wonder without acting, to study love without living it. They are ready to step into courage, to ask questions, to risk showing their heart. They are beginning to realize that love is not about perfect answers, but about honest presence. And you are the one they want to share that presence with. At first, it may come in small ways. A simple question, a message, a conversation that goes deeper than before. But those small steps are the beginning of something much larger. They are building the bridge from silence to truth, from distance to closeness, from fear to love. The angels say this decision will change everything, not instantly, but steadily, intimately, beautifully. Your soulmate is no longer watching from the sidelines. They are stepping onto the path of love, slowly but sincerely. They are ready to ask, "Can we begin again?" And though their words may be cautious, their heart is opening. They are moving not out of guilt, but out of gladness. Not because they feel forced, but because they finally want to. The angels assure you that your patience and love have not been wasted. Every prayer, every tear, every moment of quiet hope has been heard. And now, the energy is shifting. The love that once stood still is beginning to move. It is gathering momentum. It is becoming alive again. So prepare your heart. What is coming next is not just the return of someone you love, but the return of joy, laughter, closeness, and shared truth. This time, it will not be hidden. It will not be half-lived. It will be spoken, lived, and felt. Your soulmate is ready, not perfectly, but honestly. And that honesty is the beginning of everything your heart has been waiting for.